but Brett, how do you keep up with everything? How do you do everything? Well, I take my time and I spend it where is most effective. Um, I believe it was Steve Jobs that talked about going through the process of only doing the things that are most important. Because when you do the things that are most important, you cut out the fluff. And so I try to do that. So it's like I'm doing multiple things all the time. So I have to run my business. So that's number one. I need money coming in. I need flow. I have stallion movers. That is my baby. That's what I have to do. That is the priority for me. So once I've dealt with the tasks for the day, and obviously I have more that come in through my email here, I'm not going to share that, but going through that, once I've dealt with the priority tasks for the day, then I'm able to shift into, okay, well, we're going to go here. I was working on, I had created my course already, and I had essentially it go through the process of, okay, I have this course that I had made on Canva. I spent all this time going through and making it look nice. I think I even have it here somewhere. And then I was able to take it and place that course into AI and have it take my exercises that I had already made. So all of these different things here, I'll show. I think I have the original course. So let me just see if I can pull that up. Nope, I can't pull it up. But oh yes, here. So here was my original course, right? I had made this. I obviously hadn't shopped everything. It goes through and it's okay. We've got the emotional wheel, all these different balls, figuring out where you're at, the doors of choice, best case scenario. So I was, again, all of these different exercises that I've made, right? So it's like, okay, I've done all of this stuff, life analysis, all these exercises, right? I made it look okay. It wasn't great. I had to go through and change it. But now with tools like AI, I'm able to take this and implement it. So I've already done the hard work by making it, and I'm looking at myself sometimes. My face is over here on the screen, but I was able to take it, and then I'm able to actually have it recreate it sometimes and make it look even better. So you saw the original, and here's the new, and so there's a piece of me that I love doing the creative work, and that's why I came up with it. But then from a business standpoint, because I'm also a business owner, I recognize that mine might not be for everybody, and it would take me a lot more effort and time to go through and actually make it look nice. Now, have I done that before? Absolutely. But now with new tools, I'm able to take what I already have, all the creative process essentially, and then say, hey, here's what I want. And so I'm able to go through, and it's like, okay, I describe everything I want. I want the colors to look this way. I want it to look this way. And I have the whole vision. And then I pop my course into the AI. It reads it, it takes it, and then it puts it on here. And then it doesn't ever do it correctly, but this is my 4-week little course here. Again, I wrote most of this, and then because I'm actually not a great writer, it takes it and it just rewords it in a better way, and so there's obviously dead giveaways. You have this here. Most of my stuff, because I have ADHD, takes it and I have run-on sentences, and so it chunks it down. It makes it better for most people, but it will always look like, okay, he just used AI, right? But that's just never the case. I do so much work prior, as you can see. I have all these pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of content that I've spent time creating a program, and then I work with AI to enhance it. And that's the way it should be used. That's the way you should be using AI. If you start putting your creative processing power into a computer, you lose that part of yourself. You lose that's part of your brain starts to shrink, and essentially you're not able to use those things anymore because you're not challenging yourself in that same way. So use AI as a tool, but don't let it overtake everything. Obviously, again, it's like it took my intro there and it made it way nicer. And again, I knew kind of what I want. I knew the kind of the color scheme. I was able to say that. But then it does things that I can't think about sometimes, or so puts these nice bubbles here for people to look at. So it's like, okay, this is what this section's for, this is what this section for, this is what this section for, and it's like bam, bam, bam. It makes it all look really beautiful. So again, when I'm highlighting who's it for in like a text box on the actual program, it's like, okay, that's great, but then it just makes it look so much nicer. You can't, like, people can do this, but it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. And so it's like, my primary goal is to have the creative vision to create something and then to allow AI to enhance it, because I want the content to get out. It's the content that's important. It's not the way it's necessarily always said, but sure, would some people get benefit of the other this? Absolutely, but like, look at it, guys. Like this, I wrote this years ago, and it's like, you can't read it. It's not legible. And I recognize that. I just get into these creative zones. And so I have to like throw mud at the wall. And that's just how my brain works. I have to get it out. But like to read it, it's like, this would be so overwhelming and overstimulating. But this is how my brain works. And so it's like, okay, here's what I have. Here's all the stuff. And then bam. It's like, oh, okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go through. And so we're going to do the emotional wheel. So now instead of it looking like this, and I've put all these little basketballs in each little spot, and then asked you follow-up questions on them. It's like, oh, okay, here's what to do. And then it gives you a spot to write. It asks you the reflections. It's just much more calming, and I'm okay recognizing where I'm strong and recognizing where I'm not. Anyways, going back, so I've done the stallion work, I've done some Unchained Souls stuff, and now I go, I just did another video for Unchained Souls. So I'm again using AI to allow me to help me to build pieces of my business where it's like, okay, where is the important piece, right? And so I spend countless times talking and going back and forth. And I'm like, I spend hundreds of hours on this stuff. Like, it's not like, most people when they use AI, they're like, done, get their little thing and post it or whatever, even when they're doing their videos. It's like, okay, the amount of time that I spend on this stuff is because I want it to be right. I want it to be perfect. I want it to feel natural and normal and good, and I want it to be good stuff. So when I make these videos, obviously, even eventually when I have a team and there's people editing these things, it will look nicer. But my videos are more raw because that's what it is for now, and I'm not going to spend the time editing the videos as much, because I'm like, if you like me, if you find me, you know where I'm at, and that's part of the journey. And this is just me raw. This is just me building a business, because things don't start perfect. And so again, with my business stuff, okay, here, now I've spent time on this, right? So I take time for the most important tasks. Am I also building a wealth preservation book? Yes, I am. But each of those things, it's like, okay, especially with ADHD, it's like all of these things come at me, and it's like, what is the most important task today? So I try to really, 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 I've gotten very good at like cutting through the noise, getting to the most important things. And I had to schedule time. Like, obviously, we have tax season. We have, like, I have to do budgeting. So there's like other family and life responsibilities. And so I have to actually schedule those. So it's like, okay, I know this Thursday I'm doing this. This Wednesday I'm doing this. And so I slot things around. I really take advantage of my calendar, and I just try to stick to the most important things. Like right now, it's content. So I'm doing a few pieces of content and just kind of explaining how it is. So here, even in this, let's go through my school. So I have my school. It's like, this is all about building the damn business. So, we have all these different questions and things, and I built a community around it. And so there's a lot of different things here. You can click and you can go through and you can read and learn and grow. And then I have the classroom, right, where I've built all of these different things for different people. So this is a free course that people get. They go through and they spend time building, right? And so there's just so much. And so how do I separate my time? While doing the most important tasks first. Obviously, I have to have an income. And when some of these gain an income, they'll go up higher. It's like, okay, well, I have a little more time to do that. Okay, well, I'm not relying so much on that. Okay, can I hire out for XYZ? Can I do those things? And then that's where it all comes in, and I'm able to put more energy, more time into more things that I necessarily want to do, and I'm able to take time away. I already have somebody prepped to kind of take over Stallion as this stuff starts to develop more. So it's all a balance. It's all about figuring out what's right for you.